before smartphones, TikTok, or YouTube. We're talking about the era of the so-called Iron Generation. This is how a regular day used to be in the 1980s and 1990s. Are you ready to go back in time? Well then. Whether you're here to remember or to discover, let's begin. 5 in the morning. Waking up didn't come with the soft tone of a smartphone alarm, or birds chirping over a lovely English countryside stream. No, sir. It was Mom yelling from the kitchen, or kicking the door open like a SWAT team. At breakfast, we enjoyed the most natural flavors imaginable. In other words, cereal tasted like cereal, not cereal with honey from the Mediterranean. And if you had to take medicine in the morning, you already knew what was coming. The taste. It wasn't strawberry. It wasn't cherry. It tasted like medicine. And Mom would say, if it doesn't taste bad, it doesn't work. Then we grabbed our backpacks, covered in characters from the time. If you were a boy, it was probably Batman, Thundercats, or the Knights of the Zodiac. And if you were a girl, it was Hello Kitty Barbie, or something equally adorable. And the best part? No one argued about it. If you went to school, the teacher taught using a big green chalkboard, scratching away with chalk. And when the chalk got too small, it could magically become a warning missile, launched at the kid not paying attention in the back row. When the recess bell rang, we ran outside like prisoners escaping jail. Since there were no cell phones, we raced to claim our spots on the schoolyard battlefield.
If you've made it this far, it's because you like the content, so I ask you to subscribe and like it. It's free, and it helps us a lot.
The courts, the trees, the corners. Everything was up for grabs. Our pockets were always full of marbles, spinning tops, or trading caps. And of course, the most popular kid in class was the one who brought a ball. In the afternoon, after lunch, we had to hunt through the few TV channels we had for that tiny cartoon block. Usually, it lasted just 2 hours, interrupted by a bunch of commercials.
In the great hall of the Justice League,
but still, we got to enjoy real gems like
created from the cosmic legend.
Super Friends, He-Man, Candy, Tom and Jerry, and Looney Tunes. Characters like Pepe Le Pew and Speedy Gonzales were still beloved back then, long before they were labeled public enemies by progressive culture. Our games were simple but unforgettable. Cops and robbers, hide and seek, jump rope tag. And when we really wanted to feel that rush of adrenaline, we'd ring a stranger's doorbell and run like crazy before they could open the door. If you were a teen or a young adult, the real struggle was the telephone. First of all, if you were lucky, and I mean really lucky, your house had one. And of course, it was a rotary phone. That already made things complicated. It could be locked. And there was only one phone for the whole house. The worst part, when you didn't need it, no one used it. But the moment you had an urgent call to make, it was busy. And you always heard someone yelling,
"Hang up! The line is busy."
The other option? Payphones. which weren't much better. You needed exact change, a ton of patience to wait in line. And after all that, sometimes, the person you were calling wasn't even there. If you wanted to watch a movie, you had to rewind the VHS tape with a special device.
Wait, you're not subscribed yet? I'm counting on you to help grow the most curious community.
Often shaped like a toy car. You rented movies on weekends at Blockbuster. And during the week, at the local neighborhood video store. If the moment called for it, we'd go to the movies. Back then, there were no big chains. Every theater was an old building full of history, with its own personality, totally different from the rest. We didn't have today's tech or special effects, but we had great stories. Some became classics. Others just gave us a good time. The best part of that era was the sheer number of original, fresh, and surprising plots. Not like now, where it's mostly remakes or sequels of things we've already seen. At night, once the whole family was gathered for dinner, came the classic ritual: adjusting the antenna. A mission impossible by today's standards. But back then, just part of the routine. Dad would climb up to the roof, moving the antenna side to side, while the family yelled from inside. There, no, not there. And when it was time to sleep, everything was different. Most kids didn't have a TV in their room, much less a computer. So when the lights went out, all that remained was the silence of the night and the hum of the refrigerator. That same fridge, which, back in the day, also doubled as a clothes dryer. And that humming sound, you could only truly hear it, in the kind of quiet that doesn't exist anymore.